Turning now, another important story. As you mentioned before, justice for Ahmaud Arbery. Civil rights leaders will join Arbery's parents in Brunswick, Georgia today for sentencing. And they're asking the community to come together at 8 this morning for prayer breakfast on the steps of the Glynn County Courthouse. Justice correspondent Candace Kelley is with us live this morning. What we can expect this morning in court. Good morning, Candace. Of course, all three found guilty. So they're facing sentencing this morning. What types of sentencing are these three men facing?
Well, these three men are facing 30 years, and that is according to Georgia state law that they have to get the 30 years. What's going to be interesting today, what we hear in court, is as a part of the sentencing process, we hear, of course, from the prosecutors and defendants, attorneys, and then we also will hear impact statements from the family. I expect, of course, that we'll hear from Arbery's mother, but then it comes to the judge's decision. The judge will decide whether or not they will get probation, and that's going to be the big question today. Will they serve a life sentence period and die there in jail? Or will they get probation? Of course, this probation, when and if it happens, will come only after 30 years anyway. But still, when we look at someone like Travis, I'm sure that he will see a little bit of glimmer in that because he's the youngest of them all and perhaps could get out maybe when he's in his 60s. So with that in mind, all eyes are on the judge to make that ultimate decision. They're going to get 30 years, but will they get parole? That's going to be the key question today, Mike.
All right, so that's the local case. Also, they're facing federal charges as well. That begins on February 7th. A lot of people are saying that they may strike a plea deal or something like that. How likely is that to happen?
I think that is very likely. Let's take a look at Derek Chauvin and what he did after he got 22 and a half years of sentencing in jail. He knew that the writing was on the wall and he read those words well and said, you know what? I'm going to plea out. In fact, at his sentencing, he said that he has news that he thinks the family will be glad to hear. And I think that today, after the sentencing, I think that they will decide, why don't we go ahead and plea out? Let's face it, this is a jury of their peers in the South that they and probably their defense attorneys hope would go another way. In fact, I think that they counted on it, and many people were surprised that a group from the Deep South would decide this way. I can't imagine that they would see that the federal charges would go any other way, and I bet that they will make a plea deal after they get sentenced today.
Yeah, heavily white jury in that trial there. But if the federal case goes on, will race and be a factor in this? Because they're facing hate crime charges in this, and it's something they didn't face in the state of Georgia because at the time, Georgia didn't have that on the books.
Exactly, Mike. So when we talk about these federal charges, we are talking about how race is going to be front and center. In fact, as you know, this was a violation of Arbery's civil rights charges. They're also being charged with kidnapping, false imprisonment, as well as brandishing a firearm. So all of these charges are going to stem on race. If this does go to trial, we're going to actually hear evidence that we probably didn't hear before. I know that you know about those text messages that we didn't hear about in the state level trial in terms of perhaps using the N-word, but we're going to hear other information that will ultimately determine perhaps whether or not they had racist motivations in making this attack. So if this trial does move forth on February 7th, there is no way that race cannot be discussed.
Yeah, the fact that Travis McMichael uttered, as you mentioned, right after he shot Arbery in the streets, that will definitely come into play there. All right, but, obviously, lawyers always, and they already said that they're going to file an appeal. So what are the grounds for this appeal here, Candace?
So listen, the only reason why they haven't fully filed this appeal yet is because that generally happens after sentencing. So I bet today they will be making that appeal after the sentencing. They're going to base it on things that we've been hearing the attorneys, especially Kevin Gow, talk about all the way through the process. And that is that there were too many reverends inside of the courtroom, that the protesters or demonstrators outside of the courtroom were interrupted, that there were not enough Joes or Joe Bubbas that were on the jury. So all of these things will come into place. Anything that you heard Kevin Gow talk about, and especially in being interviewed about during the trial, this is what you're going to hear during the appeal. In fact, that's what attorneys do. They lay down the seeds, and now they're just waiting for them to see if they grow into anything that's of significance in the appeal. I'm sure that they will be filing those appeal paperwork this week.
So real quick before I let you go, so I understand there's local and then there's federal charges, right? So if you file an appeal, there's something that is inside of you saying that something wasn't fair, that you shouldn't have been charged or you shouldn't have been found guilty of this because of some kind of prejudice in some kind of way. How will that affect what you do in your federal charge? You know what I mean? If you're appealing this charge locally, how will that affect you when you're talking about pleading out in your federal charges if you feel like you've been done wrong in your local charge? You understand what I'm saying?
That's an interesting question, Mike. They're going down two roads here. If they appeal on one level, and let's say that they don't plea out on the federal level, well, perhaps they can get somewhere with that. It wouldn't matter, though. If they get charged and if they get sentenced on the federal level, they're still going to jail. So it just wouldn't matter. One actually cancels out the other, which is something I think that they would be considering at this time, too. That on the federal level, where the threshold is a lot lower than on the state level, there's really no way around that they're not going to jail. They are going to jail, and I think they're going to take chances either way to try to even kind of move towards the path of the appeal or move towards the path of actually having a full federal trial, because either way, I think that they're going to lose. But as you said, it would make it very difficult because one does cancel out the other. Two totally different routes.
All right, we'll see what the judge decides later this morning. We'll check back in with you later this morning around 7 o'clock as well. Thank you, Candace.